Most people start an AI service business completely wrong, and that is why 99% of them fail. I know this because I started a brand new AI service business right here on YouTube and grew it past $20,000 per month, and I'm watching others create a train wreck in real time. And look, I came to America with $56 in my pocket. I've worked all the shittiest jobs that you can imagine, from washing freaking dishes to doing construction work, and I failed over and over again, making these same mistakes that I see others doing. Everyone is telling you to learn these custom AI tools like N8N or build custom chatbots and charge thousands and thousands of dollars. But look, here's the truth that no one is telling you. Yes, it's true. These businesses need AI. In fact, I did a live cold calling video on my channel where I was reaching out to business owners and said, hey, do you need AI? Do you need an AI employee? And got rejected a bunch of times. But once I figured out the script, I was able to book 7 meetings in just about an hour and a half. And these people were actually interested. The only difference is I slightly tweaked how I presented these AI services. Look, charging 5 or 10K for these basic AI services just because it takes you weeks or even months to learn and deliver on them is just not going to work. When you talk to a business owner, you're probably going to be their most expensive bill, and you better be good at sales to even charge those prices. Most people are asking the wrong question. They're asking, what AI tool can I build, which is small time thinking. The right question is, what complete transformation does this business owner need? What are the outcomes they are trying to achieve with this AI that you are building? I'm going to show you how you can map out and build an AI chatbot that you can show them, meaning they can test drive it. And the best part is you can set this up in 3 clicks, so you don't need to develop this for weeks. So look, what you can do is create a generic AI response bot for their industry and simply show it to them. Have them play around with it, have them use it, and have them see something tangibly. And because you built this one time for their industry, now this means every time you reach out to the same type of business owner, whether it's a roofer, a landscaper, whatever field they work in, you can use that same AI chatbot and have them go through it. And the best part is this comes off as a case study even if you don't have any clients and you don't have any results. Most people are visual. They want to see that you have something. Think about a car dealership. When you purchase a car, you walk on that car dealership and you want to sit in the car. Maybe you want to take it out for a test drive. And this is exactly what we are doing. Most businesses have a bunch of problems, and what we need to do is show them how this one domino knocks over all the others. So for example, a local roofing company can think they have a lead generation problem, but in reality, they could just have bad leads coming in. They can have absolutely terrible reviews, so customers just don't trust them. They can have staff that's getting overwhelmed with the follow-ups, so they can't properly respond to each and every customer. Maybe they have leads that come in, but they take ages to respond, and maybe there's a manual process everywhere that's eating up their staff's time. Or maybe they just don't have a system that qualifies serious buyers from actual tire kickers. So what they really need is a complete system transformation. Right now, I'll go into how you can set this up for yourself, and later I will show you how you can actually price it, present it, and even sell it. So step 1 is to pick an industry, pick a niche, and find their expensive problems. Don't try to serve everyone, just pick one business type, and this will make it infinitely easier for you to reach out and even find clients. I recommend roofers, chiropractors, or really any kind of home service business. And here's exactly how you can find them. You want to head over to Google Maps. You can search roofers in that city, and you want to look for businesses that have few reviews, under 20, bad star rating, unclaimed Google listings, or just a shitty website. I did a quick search right here for roofers in Denver. Now, what you want to do is scroll down to the map pack, and then you can hit more businesses. And you can see the top guys have a bunch of reviews. So 500 reviews, 900, 300. But as you scroll down, you will see these start to get slightly worse, 87. Now, if you click into the later pages, like page 5, they're still doing decently well, but they're just not doing amazing. And you can see this guy's been in business for freaking 20 years. And chances are the new companies that are appearing at the highest have been in business for a shorter amount of time. So when you approach this business owner, you said, hey, Colorado Superior Roofing, you've been in business for 20 freaking years. Why does this new guy that's been in business for 5 years appear higher than you? Why do they have a nicer website? Why do people book them instead of you? And now you are buying in to their ego, because chances are that's not going to make them very happy. Or this guy who's been in business for freaking 10 years, but only has 12 reviews and he's buried. Then you have this guy who actually has a bunch of good reviews, but they don't have a freaking website. So all of these people would be good to reach out to because they actually need the service. Now, you don't have to exclude the top guys, because chances are if you set up an AI chatbot or an AI automated response system, they still might need it. Just because they're at the top of Google does not mean they don't need any additional services. So let's go into step 2, which is the business audit system. So what you can do is ask them specific questions to uncover their real problem. Don't just say, hey, do you need more leads? Or things like, hey, sir, do you need an AI chatbot? I can build it for you and it can automatically respond to leads. Don't lead with your service. Just ask them questions. Hey, how many phone calls do you miss per week when you're up on roofs? What happens to those missed calls? Do they call your competitors? Chances are the answer is yes. How do you currently follow up with leads who don't answer? What's your average job value? So for roofers, I know it's like $10,000. So if you can help them save one customer per month, that's literally $10,000 a month that you just added to the revenue. How many more projects, or they call them jobs, do you need to actually get to your goals? So it doesn't have to be crazy complicated. And here's another crazy tip. Right now, this business, you can see it says closed. So what do you think someone's going to do? Right now, it's the weekend. And if they need services, or maybe they want to book an appointment, they're not going to call this guy because they're assuming he's not going to pick up his freaking phone. So they're going to call the next guy, even though he has way less reviews, right? Half the reviews, but it says open. What I recommend you do is you set up each client so it says open 24 hours right here. Even if they can't pick up the phone, they still have that new lead that just came in that they can call back. So these guys really are missing on a lot of leads just by having it say closed during the weekends or during after hours. So sometimes we'll go into a client and just set this up with an AI chatbot that just responds to people and then books them appointments, and that genuinely gets them more leads. I mean, you're adding 2 days worth of leads, Saturday and Sunday, that these guys are completely missing out on. Now for step 3, I want you to think about the connected solutions, not just the individual tools here. What that means is don't just offer them a chatbot, but give them the full suite of what they actually need. So an AI phone answering system, right? This catches missed calls. Now they can be available 24 hours a day. Live website chatbot, which books appointments right on their website. Automated follow-up sequences. I'm talking text, emails based on lead quality. Review generation system, right? Get them more 5-star reviews automatically. You can have an AI automatically send the Google review link to these businesses after they complete a project. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. And we can also do staff notifications, which alerts them when they have high quality leads. And we can segment the leads. Hey, this lead's really high quality. This one's not high quality. Now, to actually set up these automations, my favorite tool is Go High Level, and you could check it out at gofreetrial.com. Now, the reason I love this one the most is because you can set up these chatbots extremely easily. You can do it with 3 clicks. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that here. And the best part is they manage everything in one place. So not only are you setting up this chatbot, but you have a conversations tab that now they can respond to their leads in. And by the way, there's a mobile app, so they can also do it on their phones. If they need appointment booking, that's going to be linked inside of here as well. All they have to do is just integrate their calendar. So the whole thing is basically done. So you can just put your logo at the top here and sell them access to your software that you've white labeled. So under Launchpad, what you want to do is link up the Google business right here. So you don't need any crazy tech or automations. Tell them to go in here and just hit connect. Then they log in their Facebook. And if you're outside the US, you can also do WhatsApp right here. You can hit connect. And now the whole thing is done. If they do have a WordPress website, you can also connect that for them inside here. Now the integration is done. You don't need crazy API keys. So next, you're going to head over to where it says AI agents right here. And this is the screen that you'll see, voice AI and conversation AI. So typically, the way that we do this is we set up voice AI to answer phone calls instead of going to voicemail. So if I was to call one of these roofers and they don't pick up the phone, now instead of it going to voicemail, the AI agent picks up and books an appointment. Because truth is, if someone comes into work on a Monday and now they have this list of voicemails they have to listen to, respond to, call them. They might call them once, but they're not going to call them throughout the day. The AI agent will book the appointment for them. So when they come in on Monday, the appointment is already booked. They don't have to call anyone back, so it saves them a bunch of time. If you want everything imported into your account and just copy and paste everything that we've built with a click, you can now do that. It's working like crazy, not just for me, but we've proven that this works for people with all kinds of experience levels and backgrounds. In fact, Go High Level themselves rated us the #1 course because of the results that we get for people and the support that we give. I'm going to show you A to Z how to get clients, deliver results, grow your business, and then even hire employees to run it all for you. I'll even talk to you on Zoom and answer questions to make sure that you succeed. If you want all this for free, go to laptopceo.com or check the link in the description. And this conversation AI, this is set up to respond via SMS. So this is the chatbot. You can link this up on the website as like a live chat, as you know, or you can even have this respond to their contact form request. So imagine a person goes to that roofer's website, they submit a contact form, and now the AI instantly starts to respond to them via SMS right on their phone. It has a full sales conversation with them and even books the appointment. Now, setting this up is super simple. You just hit create your first conversation AI. Now it's going to ask you roughly what you want to do. I select the appointment booking, and then you can hit continue right there. Now you can name this employee. So I will call it AI chatbot. You want to click autopilot right here, and then you want to select the channels that you want this AI chatbot to respond to. For the sake of this, I'm going to turn off these 3, and I'm going to keep SMS, chat widget, and even live chat. Then you scroll down, you can put in the business's name, so ABC Roofing, and then you can go ahead and hit save. Now you want to go under to where it says bot training, and this is where you can educate the bot. So again, we're going to make one for all of roofers. And the way you would do that, so I already have a couple uploaded, is you would hit create new and you would just do roofers. Okay, so now that that's done, it says knowledge base roofers. You can hit add source and you want to select web crawler right here. And all we're going to do is find a roofer that just has a decent website. Let's take a look at this guy. And we want to make sure they have a bunch of pages about their services, and you want to just import that and then hit extract data. And now what this AI bot will do is it will fetch all the pages on this website. And what that means is it's going to read every single word they have. It's going to read the About Us page, the Departments page, all of those details. So you could set this up for people before you do, let's say, sales calls or before you pitch these services. But what I recommend you do is make a generic one, so that way you don't have to constantly rebuild this for every single client, and just let them know, hey, here's our demo AI bot. It's not going to have your information, but it knows your industry. And then what you do once that is done and it scrapes all the pages is on that sales call, when you're presenting this, this is the test drive factor. You go under test bot and you ask it questions. Now, as you can see, this one is still fetching pages, so we don't have that. But if you have multiple databases, what we also like to do is generate a chat GPT prompt where we ask it, hey, what are the 10 frequently asked questions that people have in the roofing industry, that customers have in the roofing industry? We get that list and we send it to the client. Client fills it out, and then we import it inside of here as well as a knowledge base. And then as you can see, you can select multiple. Really, you'd want this to be for one industry. And then you can hit save and then show them that bot. Now they can play around with it live on the call with you. Now, under bot goals, what you want to do is select appointment booking. This is probably one of the most important parts. And the way you would do that is you would just scroll down right here, and you really want to just make sure that you have the appointment booking checked off, and then you want to pick the client's calendar. So if you remember, we linked up the client's Google page in the first step. Now we have access to that Google Calendar. So if the client's not using the Google Calendar, it's easy. You just link the Google Calendar to whatever thing they're using, whether it's their phone calendar or they have another company calendar, and then you are all done. Now, the last thing is, I actually almost forgot this, but you want to check off the pause bot after booking. So this is typically what we do. After the client books, and let's say they have an appointment already and then they have questions about that appointment, the bot might not know. For example, if your roofer is a little bit late, 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, and they ask the bot's not going to know what to respond. So we typically just pause it after, so that way the client can go in on their phone, check that conversations tab, and respond to those potential customers. So let's select 1 hour, and then it says appointment action was successful. So now when you go under dashboard, you can also see the AI chatbot details all inside here. How many phone calls has it answered? How much time has it saved your client? What are the total appointments booked? So now it's a very clear and tangible service that you are offering for your clients, and they can go in, log into your Go High Level and check this at any point. Now look, for voice AI, you can just click this button right here. It's going to be very similar in terms of what you are importing and how you want it to scrape the websites, which as you can see is extremely easy. I'm going to go ahead and edit one of my voice AI agents, and I'll show you how this looks. So you can name this agent whatever you'd like. You want to choose the voice that you like. You go ahead and play as many as you'd like, make it sound as natural. You can also just review this with the clients. And again, you can actually do this on the sales call. Have one prepared for roofing, for whatever industry you're in, and then test it live on the call and say, hey, I'm going to have my agent call you. And what you want to do is enter the number to receive the call. You put your potential client's phone number in here and it says, call me. You have free minutes that are left every single day, and they're not gonna have full conversations, but just have them pick up and talk to that voice agent. Under agent goals, we always select the name, email, and address. This is what we want to collect from the person when the voice AI picks up the phone. And then phone number and availability, this is where you link up a phone number for them. And then under dashboard and logs, this is where it's going to show all of that data. So we set this up to start triggering after the call did not complete, meaning instead of voicemail, they get this. However, if you have clients like we saw on Google right here that have businesses that say closed on weekends, just open it up on weekends so the voice AI only responds at those times. Or, for example, if they close at 5 p.m. and there's no one in the office, just have the voice AI respond in that period. So now if someone calls them at 7, 8, 9 p.m., instead of it just being a missed call, they now have appointments on their calendar. So next we talked about reviews. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. So all we do is we have a pre-built funnel right here that you can import, and the whole thing is done. And all you do, because you already integrated that client's Google page in the very beginning, this whole thing will be done for you. And now when a client completes a project on their phone, all they do is click project completed, right? Or client served, and they receive a link to this funnel right here. Most clients, the reason they don't have more reviews is because they're afraid to ask. They're afraid to get a 2 stars or a 3 stars, so they just never ask. This filters all of those people for them. So for example, if someone chooses 5 stars, it redirects right to Google and it opts them in to leave a review for your client's business. If they choose 2 stars, they get a form that says, sorry to hear that you're not satisfied, name, email, and your feedback. This is one of the simplest things that you can do, but clients freaking absolutely love this. And here's a major hack for you. If you can generate your clients a QR code and link it to this form right here, and then have your client literally print it and give it to their salespeople or give it to their technicians when they come out to their home, and the homeowner now has to scan that QR code to leave a review, and they just like make it a habit, right? If they see 1 customer a day, maybe if it's a plumber, they see multiple a day, 3, 4 a day, just have your clients give this to their employees, and now the homeowners, right? Their clients can scan it. That client will never leave you because you own the QR code. And this is what I mean. If you go back to this screen and you just type in QR codes right here, you'll see you can create a QR code completely for free. And you could even select review link right here. However, what we want to do is we want to choose website. So you can hit next. And what this is going to do is you're going to take the URL of this funnel that you built, and then you just paste it in here. So now when someone scans the UR code, it's going to go here. And it's very easy to set up, right? Shape and form, page background, and then you just hit download and you hit save. So we completed that QR code in 3 clicks. You hit download, you give it to your clients, or I've even had clients install it on their phone, and it's just an image on their phone, and they just send it to all their employees. And now all their employees, when they're done, they show that to their customers. They scan their phone and boom, Now it goes to that reviews page, and now they have way more reviews. And I know you're thinking this is extremely easy to set up. Does it really work? How much can I actually charge for all this? But I promise you the answer is yes. I know this isn't AI and this isn't AI chatbots and all that, but it's an extremely valuable service that you can tack on to whatever it is that you're doing. So now you need to present this as a business transformation, not technology. So don't lead with, hey, I can build you an AI chatbot. Hey, I can do AI. Hey, I can build you a QR code or Google reviews. None of that. Instead, reach out to them and say, hey, I already set up an AI employee that can book you 4 to 5 new appointments in the next few days. Is that something you even want? And I know you're thinking, well, how do I actually get these appointments for free for them? Well, when you set up this AI voice, it will book them employees, right? I showed you a screen where it says total appointments booked. That's what we're referring to here. So by setting up a website chatbot, people will go on their website and book appointments right on their website. Also, their missed calls will go to the voice AI, and that will book them appointments as well. So that will certainly get them a couple appointments. But if that doesn't, what you're going to do is ask for a list of their past customers, and you're going to import them into Go High Level. And the way you would do that would be inside here. You can hit where it says import contacts like this. They'll give you a CSV file of everyone that they have, and you're just going to hit save. Next, what you're going to do is head over to where it says automation here on the left-hand side. And next, you are going to find the reactivation, the recipe list reactivation. And what this will do is email and text those past customers and ask them to book another appointment by giving them a new offer. So in this example, this is a free whitening offer. So that's not going to work for roofers. You have to slightly tweak that message. But once you have that set up, this whole thing is built. Did they reply? Yes, no. Whatever they respond, now you have the AI automatically take over and book them appointments from their list. We've literally made roofers over $10,000 just from this one service alone. We onboard a client that first week, we do the database reactivation campaign for everyone. And lo and behold, one of the people responded, booked an appointment, and they closed it, and they made over $10,000. All of that in the first week of signing up with us. So next, let's talk about pricing. I recommend you charge $300 to $500 a month. So if you're doing anything with AI, then charge $500. If you're doing voice AI, if you're doing conversation AI, charge $500. If they just want to do the Google review campaign plus some basic automations, meaning someone fills out a contact form on their website and sends them a text and an email, and maybe something like missed call text back, meaning when they miss a call, we can have the system automatically text that person, then you can charge $300 a month. So essentially, they're just paying to use your high level. Now, how to actually close the deal. The best way to close any deal is to show them what they will get from it. So if you charge $10,000 per job and you're missing 4 calls a month, that's $40,000 in potential revenue. My system costs $500 per month. So for every month you wait, you are actively losing money. And step 7 is I want you to actually implement this. Look, you don't need to be some crazy coding wizard. And by the way, if you like doing custom chatbots and custom automations, that's fine. But use this as your foot in the door. Because as you saw, it's very easy to actually set up. So I recommend high level for the backend automation. If you want to do custom stuff, go ahead and do that. I'm not stopping you. So let's talk about your first week action items. Day 1, I want you to pick that niche. Do not overthink this. Day 2, find 20 businesses with expensive problems. Day number 3, write down the audit question for your specific niche. And then day number 4, reach out to 100 businesses a day. This is a good message that I like. Business name, so ABC Roofing. Are you still open? Try to find a way to book on your website, but doesn't work for me. I actually built you an AI employee that can book you 3 to 5 new appointments in the next few days. Is that something you would even want? Look at the positioning of how we had that offer. Now, day 5, book your first audit call. So with this model, you don't need crazy fancy sales funnels, no complicated marketing, just direct outreach to businesses with real expensive problems. If you want to watch me reach out to businesses live, you can check out this video next.